Hello, everybody, and welcome to Swords, Boards and Beards, episode 18, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
We're dubbing this episode the Game of the Year edition because it's nearly the end of the year, and we're going to talk about the Game of the Year awards.
Yeah, we are.
We are going to talk about Game of the Year awards, which happened 36 hours ago.
Something like
Technically.
Something like that.
Golden joysticks are a bit longer.
Did you watch Golden Joysticks?
No, but I did check the...
I watched the Golden Joysticks. They're right.
We've got a third voice, you may have noticed. A resident gaming person. Gaming guest. You can be our resident gaming guest. Toby is back. We're all very in need of coffee. It's very, very early in the morning. Orky Adam was watching the Game of the Year Awards until some silly time of
I
the...
finished watching it at 2 in the morning. I got up at 9, put some trousers on and walked around it.
Yeah. and then I answered the door as I shouldn't. We'll move on. So...
I don't need to know about that.
I answered the door, that was bad enough. So, we've got our usual governance later, but we want to kick off straight away with all our talks. And this week, we were just going to geek out about games and stuff and figure out whether Toby and Adam particularly, I like, as we joked before we went on there, I like to watch games. I play very few video games now. Whether they agree with what went on and what the year of gaming has looked like. And we needed Toby to be a good counterpoint to Adam, or Adam a good counter-conversationalist to Toby. So, gentlemen, would you start the fans, please?
Yeah, to the Crystal Dome.
To the Crystal Dome. I need my harmonica. Where's Mumsy?
Oh, God.
That would
have gone right over your head, wouldn't it?
So real.
I'll tell you after the... I'll show you clips on
I'm in a
YouTube.
slight fever dream. I'm not sure what's happening.
So were we when we watched it. That was the problem.
cool.
Oh, it's the greatest TV show. We're not talking about that today.
Our first ramble. Gentlemen, over to you. Game of the Year Awards. Break it down for everyone who's interested.
Right. First note straight off the bat.
Go on.
Jeff Keighley's sparkly trainers.
Oh my god.
You weren't ready for that, were you?
I wasn't ready for that. I thought you were going to start with something I was prepared for.
Yeah, he was wearing a wood panel effect suit.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley.
Who is Jeff Keighley?
He is Papa Jeff. He runs the Game Awards. He's a professional game enjoyer. Yeah, that is.
So he's me in this podcast. He just watches from the side.
Yeah, but he gets paid for it. He's living the dream.
He creates the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. So whoever the version of that at the Oscars is.
Yeah, it's like the Oscar.
Yeah. Because they don't rotate. It's always
him.
Yeah.
Is it just because he wants to hang out with these people that he ran it?
I think so.
I mean, honestly, do we blame him though?
So he has dodgy trainers.
Well, no, they
it
were
wasn't
really
dodgy,
quite
it was-
famous.
yeah.
But like it says, a wood panel effect black suit, black trousers, and then like black sparkling trainers.
Yeah.
Quite
It was quite impressive, yeah.
I'm going to be googling this over. Yeah,
But everyone calls him Papa Jeff.
go and look it up. It's like the Joe Rogan experience when he says, "Go and look this up." So what's he
Got that
called?
video up, Jamie.
Jeff Keighley.
Jeff Keighley.
It's
Go.
Jeff
Jeff
Keighley's
Keighley
Game Awards.
Yeah, fantastic, honestly.
Next note I have, Statler and Waldorf being there was interesting.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's right. I feel like a lot of the people that were there were... I didn't expect a lot. Some of them, like the cameos we have, like the really obvious ones like Indy with Harrison Ford and stuff like that.
Which is quite funny, I thought,
Yeah.
because I don't think Harrison Ford has played a video game once.
I don't
in
think
his
he knows
entire
exactly
life.
where he is.
That's one bit I actually saw myself, and I'm not sure he knew where he was.
Yeah.
No, there
Because-
was a bit halfway through when he was giving his speech, he was just sort of like...
He's waiting for the other
Just
kid to
sort of-
catch up.
Yeah, he just puts his arms out and he's like...
I think he's
know what
part.
I'm
And I
doing.
think.
Yeah.
No, do you know what it was? I've got a lot of respect for that man because he just doesn't give a shit.
No, I know.
So
No.
he was waiting for the auto cue to catch up, and he looked at them and goes, "No, come on, keep. We don't care about that bit. Keep." And then he got to the big award. Done. I don't need the banter. This is stupid. I think there's probably more
Yeah.
banter and kind of funny jokes. And he just.
He's there, he hates the song, he knows the song is his cue, he'll leave it.
Oh, he's mocked it at some AFI awards where he was giving an award to Spielberg or something. He was the guest host, right? American Film
Yeah,
Institute,
yeah, I've
and he
seen this.
walks on YouTube stuff. He walks onto the indie thing, and he just gets the microphone and goes very dryly. Harrison Ford, yep, that music follows me absolutely everywhere
Yeah.
I go. To the toilet, to this, to this. He's just so sick of it.
Yeah,
So-
but no, he's just clearly not bothered. But yeah, we had a surprising variety.
Yeah, so my notes for this one was, do you shut up, Troy Baker?
Yeah.
Troy Baker, Todd Howard. Todd Howard, Mr. It Just Works, I Run
Yeah.
Bethesda, is the shortest man I've seen in quite a long time. I didn't expect him to be that little.
Oh my god.
And then Harrison Ford comes out to the tune of Indiana Jones to, basically look like...
It'd be odder for him to come out for a Star Wars game, wouldn't it? Because
It would, but wouldn't. It shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean?
But if the theme matched the game, not the man.
I want to see a
match
game
the
made about Patriot Games or Air Force One.
Or what's that film where he's got...
Or Blade Runner. That would make more sense.
Or the one where he's old in the wild with a dog. It came out recently, had a beard. It's very odd, very niche Disney family film.
Yeah.
It's kind of been decided.
I've seen the picture. I couldn't tell you what it was.
Old Fisherman era.
Yeah.
But
So-
I think we can agree. Todd Howard gets a little shorter every time Starfield doesn't win something.
Yeah.
Soon he'll be 3 foot tall.
And it was best performance in a video game, and the nominees were Final Fantasy VII 2. You're going to get used to hearing Final Fantasy VII 2 today.
Or Rebirth, technically.
Yeah. Life is Strange.
Yeah.
I don't know which version of Life is Strange. Star Wars Outlaws, Silent Hill 2, and Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
I gotta say, Star Wars Outlaws got way more just nominations than I thought.
Yeah.
Because it's
For a generic game.
considering that the fan base doesn't really exist for it. Like, they are...
What I found really
scratching.
interesting about Star Wars was between each of these awards and these trailers and stuff, they pepper in like adverts and things for 35% off on, wishlist this on Steam.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed about Star Wars Outlaws is right here, improved gameplay. And you're like, you shouldn't have to tell people you've improved the
That's
gameplay.
not an
It's not
It's
a
just-
selling point.
It's a Ubisoft moment, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again.
We
But,
fixed the crap.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, don't advertise that. Just
Yeah.
do it. Like,
to give credit to them, performance is one of, for actual actor performance, is one of the only things that they could probably give them credit for.
Yeah.
Because that's not anything to do with, the gameplay.
Exactly.
So if there was anything, but at the same time, Hellblade 2 was better.
Yeah, well, Hellblade took the award for that.
Yeah.
And it's deserved, I've put here. But it's not really my cup of tea. I played the first one.
Yeah. I've seen
quite
stuff
cool.
about it, but I haven't touched it myself. One thing that would have been nice for best performance, and it'd be really tricky to do, would be to have something from Warhammer, just because everyone in Space Marine, the Space Marine 2, a lot of the voices are very similar.
Yeah.
Because it's Space Marine, but in all fairness, but they sold that really well. So it would have been nice to get something for that, but I don't really know who you'd pick or how to.
I mean, you haven't got any high-profile,
No.
super, high-profile voice actors or anything.
It's
playing.
nothing spectacular, but they did sell the Warhammer Space Marine very well.
Oh yeah, well, it's up for a couple of awards.
Yeah, it's
so
on there.
Didn't win anything.
No.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Should it have? Well,
I would have liked it to have won Best Action Game.
Yeah, I do agree.
What did win best? I'm jumping.
Well, you'll get there in a minute.
Sorry. I'm a Kino.
Yeah, you've got to go through my list.
Yeah.
Right, so next, then it's world premiere time.
Mhm.
We get used to hearing that a lot. And
In the accent.
kind of, I can't really do it justice.
Please do it justice. I mean, throughout.
World premiere.
There
Is
we
that the
go.
voiceover?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
perfect.
Thanks. Was The Witcher 4.
Yes.
I did like that trailer.
Ciri looks really
Ciri
cool.
looks really cool.
She looks really cool. And when she got that chain thing out and was doing all wrap it out and then got it on fire. Oh, I was like, sick.
Do we know who's playing her?
Apparently someone different to who played her previously.
Okay.
Makes sense. I think she's supposed to be like a
obviously-
decent
And is it-
amount older
is it
now.
Mo-
She looks at least 10 years
Is
old.
it
Yeah.
all mocap?
I would assume
Yeah,
so. I mean,
surely.
if you because it's CD Projekt Red, isn't it? Let's see how.
They've done most of their stuff, Mocha.
Yeah, because I imagine it will be sort of similar levels to what they did with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So they might be putting like famous people in it.
Yeah, I reckon there'll be at least one cameo somewhere. Cause,
Yeah, and then right at the end of the trailer, you hear Geralt speak.
Yeah,
And it's
he'll
like-
be in there for sure.
So yeah, he'll be. I'm assuming I said this.
Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
God.
No offense, Liam, but
When we were watching it, I was like, he's just going to be sat at back at Kaer Morn or whatever, the castle, being like, you should have
he'll be in the
talked
bath.
about
Yeah.
Destiny, Siri.
He'll be what Siri
Well, the
was in The
trailer
Witcher
started
3.
with someone getting in the bath.
They always do in that game. They
Yeah.
kind of it's just Geralt either having sex with people in the bath or being bathed by
Yeah.
people and then going to kill a monster and then I need to get this muck off me. And
Yeah.
here we might as well. We might as well.
Yeah.
Are we really complaining? Exactly.
But yeah, like go and Google the Witcher 4 trailer. I'm sure it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know. But the woke crowd already come out and said she looks woke.
How
Really?
does she look woke?
I don't know.
She's
She's
in
still got
full
giant
armor.
boobs.
Oh.
She's got giant boobs and that.
She never did. That's not the point of the character.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Is that for the incel crowd?
Yeah, of course it is.
They just-
Probably.
It doesn't matter what you put out, it's woke in it. Next thing is Elden Ring Night Rain.
Yes, that looked.
That came out a bit left field.
Yeah, did not expect that so soon.
Yeah,
Like,
really
so
weird.
soon.
So it looks to be a full co-op game,
Mhm.
Elden Ring sort of thing. But it looks kind of like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
When's it actually out?
It next year.
Yeah.
It didn't give a date.
Don't have a release, but the fact it's next year already. Bear in mind, Shadow of Erdtree is on the Game Awards this year, so like they've only just released this essentially, and they're already next year bringing someone out. It's really quite.
They
Something.
must have just built it back to back.
Well, I think they're using the same engine that they
it'll
did
be
for Elden Ring,
a lot less.
but it looks like it's like a free player co-op thing. And you've got kind of like, I don't know, the couple of like very brief things I saw in the trailer that look brand new is you get like some sort of spectral raven that you can fly around like Link in
new kind of mounts instead
Breath of the Wild. Do you know what I mean? Where you're like sort of floating around and you can like double jump up walls and stuff.
Yeah. It's a bit of like quality of life for exploring, since everyone's going to be tired from exploring the other ones.
Okay.
I did see some stuff. I don't know if it's confirmed or anything, but some of the old actual like Dark Souls enemies look like they might make.
I'm pretty sure Nameless King.
Yeah, I was going to say it
Dark Souls
really
3,
looks like that was just straight
massive
up
ultra bosses.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, supposedly one of the hardest ones. I say supposedly because I'm really good at Dark Souls. No, he's a tough boss.
Yeah, but
he was definitely in that trailer.
Yeah, there's no way.
That's weird, but that was cool. Like the look of that. Then we went on to best action game.
Yeah,
so we did get there.
Voice again, please.
There's not a voice for best action game.
Well, I'm now.
We only have one for world premiere.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, genuinely.
Yeah.
Well, that's rubbish. What about Oh, never mind.
Anyway, Wukong won it.
Yeah, Black Myth Wukong, Black Ops 6, Helldivers, Stellar Blade, Space Marine. Black Myth Wukong win.
Yeah. See, I really do like Wukong. I've been going through
it.
I've been going through it myself. It's genuinely fun. But at the same time,
If you say there's a butt there, I can hear it.
yeah, but like it's really good, but like the art style is great. The narrative is like
It's Journey to the West,
it's
isn't it?
fine enough, yeah. But in terms of the actual gameplay itself, it's not anything like spectacular. It's a combo game with Dark Souls level of like unforgiving if you get hit. Kind of thing. So it's entertaining. It's rhythmic in the sense, and then just if you get hit,
It
you
cleaned
fucked
up at the Golden Joystick.
Yeah, it really
Absolutely cleaned up at the Golden Joysticks. It's done particularly well here as well. I think one of the reasons behind it is because it's China's first like big Western release that's had any traction. Because they've released games before, do you know what I mean? But they're primarily to like big Chinese audience.
Yeah.
So as this is a genuine question. So if you watch the Oscars or you watch particularly like the Golden Globes and all that nonsense, the Golden Globes from a TV film perspective is famous for being, I want to nominate this film just so I can meet the people. That's what the press is, when the press is involved, and that's the running joke. It's political. Or Eurovision's political.
Yeah,
like, how
sure.
political does the Game of the Year Awards get?
Not really. I think
No.
Jeff Keighley's ultimate sort of goal from the Game Awards was to meet Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
And he's done that, and he's quite good friends with him now. So
actually
he's
fair
kind
enough,
of
yeah.
done
So he's
it.
ticked that box.
Yeah, he's ticked that box. So.
And now it's just a party every year to do it again.
Yeah.
It's tricky to do because all of the communities for all of these games are on it so much. If there was one that came out of left wing that was so clearly like, if for example there was one that was really pushing some kind of agenda, people would not like it and be really noticed if it got all the press attention. So it's really tricky to kind of sidle in for the sake of that.
Okay.
Because we don't go outside the people that do all of these things and care about it, so you can't really escape it.
You don't go out like that.
Yeah.
Don't go. Why would I go outside?
Yeah,
It's cold.
No
you
touching
get
grass.
cold, you end up sounding like this.
exactly. It's freezing.
Game Science, the developer of,
Game Science. There's a voice.
Black Myth Wukong.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to do the voices. It's free.
Well, it's the only thing I'm going to engage into because
The next bit was a very brief look at the next project from the guys who made Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian, which were like big games back dating
Very,
to
very cool.
PS2 and stuff.
Proper classics.
it's their first venture back out.
Their next sort of project, and it was literally like a guy climbs into a robot head and then the robot head takes off. That was the whole thing.
It'll be
Oh,
very
it
I
looks
saw
cool.
that. Yeah, I skimmed the Game of the Year Awards and I stopped all the trailers.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know who you are. And then Snoop Dogg turned up and I didn't know who he was.
We'll get to him.
Shadow of the Colossus and Guardian is very much kind of anime, not in an anime art style.
Yeah. I remember.
But they're
seeing that.
really they are well made games. I'm hopeful for that. Because
Okay.
they doubled down. They've only done the two that matter, but like they did just as well. But
Ico was their first one, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right. They did three actually. You're so right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And then we had the orchestra play the theme from Civilization 7.
pretty neat.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
That's always a banger.
Yeah,
All the Civilization
That's it.
soundtracks are always a banger. The choir were dressed as monks, like Gregorian monks, which
Nice.
is quite cool.
Hoods up,
Yeah.
hitting themselves with a Bible. Like,
Not quite hit
Oh,
themselves,
that
but
would-
yeah. And then the mad flute guy, who's part of the orchestra for the Game Awards, was visible, but toned it down for this one.
Is
When
that
we
like
get to the end.
the bit in Anchorman.
Oh,
There's
dude.
always a time for jazz flute.
Well, no, I won't spoil it
I'm
because
gonna go
he's
look.
amazing. Oh yeah, please, honestly, the Game of the Year Awards orchestra, the flute player is incredible, like every time. Okay, so next we had the Outer Worlds 2.
Okay.
I really like the first one.
Always worth a look.
For it.
Yeah, gives big Guardians of the Galaxy vibes,
Yeah.
set in a Fallout sort of thing. This is the guys who did Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
Which is
And does this
good
is
game.
this is all post Guardians? Both games are post Guardian.
Outer Worlds 1.
Yeah.
Must have been because
Yeah.
Guardians 1 came out a while ago, so they
Yeah.
haven't jumped on the Guardians bandwagon.
No,
since
no.
what,
The
last
first one is all about like capitalism in space, essentially.
It's not the best choice, it's space's choice. Like all that sort
Yeah,
of stuff.
it's like going through a universe that's been colonized and then colonized by like you have to kind of like pay for your oxygen type thing.
Okay.
Like navigating that world is someone
This isn't a right.
doesn't
You
do-
have to pay for it.
yeah, everything takes money, anything can be bought for the right amount, kind of thing. That kind of universe. But the first game was very fun.
Pay to breathe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they basically said in the game 2 we've done everything better and everything we should have done in the first game.
Yeah.
So buy it again.
No.
That was the bit of the joke of it.
Yes,
sort of
boss.
It's always good when a company says, "Yeah, we've done it better this time." It's
Yeah.
like, sell it, damning with faint praise.
Well, I
almost.
think what they did is they were like, from the developers who bought you Fallout 3 2. It's like, we're bringing you Outer Worlds 2. Like, it was very sort of, tongue in cheek and a
Yeah.
nod to it and stuff. Then we had a trailer for the guys who did It Takes Two, who won Game of the Year a couple of years back.
I'm really hoping for this
Split
one.
Fiction,
Yeah.
it's called. And it's the studio's called Hazelight Studios. It's a co-op game that you play. You have to play with someone else.
Yeah.
And it's basically kind of like Time Splitters. It looks so.
Okay.
One of the characters is a sci-fi writer. One of the characters is a fantasy writer. They're thrown into like a Matrix-style simulation, and they have to escape this simulation. One level will be fantasy. One level will be sci-fi. You're working together. Your powers will complement each other and stuff. It's a platform game. Like It Takes Two was two parents who attended to their kids' toy and had to navigate through as they were going to get divorced. It was learning how to work
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
and stuff.
But that was a fantastic game.
Yeah,
That was
and-
really, really good.
This one is a similar thing, but you're two writers who are friends who
Yeah.
are chucked together.
The thing that's nice about that, though, with that game company is that you have to play with someone, but because of that, they're really generous about it. If you own the game, you can download what's essentially like a free pass. So as long as you have the game, you can essentially gift it to someone else so they can
Gift
play
the
it with
tea-kettle
you.
partner, yeah.
So they don't get the whole game by themselves. They can't play it by themselves with someone else, but they can play it with you without having to pay for it.
Okay.
So as long as you have it, it's essentially long distance split screen. But they
Yeah.
treat it as such. As long as someone owns it, you're just splitting the screen. It's really
And that was one of the things they said in the trailer. They were like, no bullshit, no microtransactions,
Yeah.
no DLC. You play the game,
Yeah.
Right? And it's sort of like, yeah, cool. The guy who runs Hazelight Studios is unhinged as all hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he comes out in this big sort of fluorescent sort of
Is it like
Hawaiian
the guy
shirt.
from Larian who comes out in the armour?
No,
Not quite.
no,
that
not
one's
quite. But he's like, I'm ready to fuck shit up. He's like proper, like sort of, yeah. And it's like, okay,
Where is he from?
He's Southern American, so it's, Spanish American, so
Okay.
Latin American guy.
I was expecting some sort of chav from Chiswick.
No. He's but he's cool. Then we had Frag Punk, which is an Overwatch card game.
Yeah.
He's
effectively.
sleeping.
Yeah, I know, right? It looks weird. It looks kind of like it's Overwatch based, so hero shooters, teams of 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
And you get cards, so you can be like, I'm gonna make everyone have a big head for this round. I'm gonna have my bullets like, bounce off walls this round and stuff.
Thing is, the interesting thing with that,
It's a bit gimmicky.
it's the
to me.
most it's the most polished version of that we've seen. But have you ever seen? I think it's called Friends versus Friends or something like that. It's a little indie game, and that's doing the exact same concept.
Oh,
They
really?
have ripped it
Yeah, that's
like
a shame.
word for word straight from this indie game. That's just a little bit more cartoony, less like I
It's
can
big
turn this
studio
into-
behind it.
It's
Yeah.
big studio behind it, but it's literally it's like the exact same thing, just like a little more in it and like little sharper graphics and stuff.
Okay.
It's not literally not a shred of its original, which is a shame.
Yeah.
It could still be cool, but it's not.
I don't know,
original.
man. I mean, I'm past the sort of interest for like hero shooters
Yeah.
and stuff. I tried Marvel Rivals recently.
Yeah,
and
so-
it was like, okay, it's just Overwatch with Marvel characters. Okay, cool.
It's nicer monetarily, but
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
free, you know.
That's true.
Next award, Amir Safad is running a video game charity for staff who got laid off over the last few years.
Because of COVID and stuff.
Various things. AI has taken their jobs, all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where he put together a database of job openings and other resources for people who've been laid off from the games industry to help find other jobs. And that has grown like exponentially. And he got the award that they created the category specifically for him called the Game Changer Award.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a really nice guy. He's in his sort of mid to late 30s. And he was like, I've always wanted to get into video games ever since I was a little kid, but never didn't know how to do it. Do you know what I mean? And then I saw that people were getting laid off, and I helped create this database using my background as like a data number cruncher guy. And yeah, it's become
Because I know that Kari Payton is still on strike for video games.
Yeah. Well, he said on his thing,
Virtues.
34,000 people have been laid off in the last year from video game studios. Because I think a lot of it is like, you know, when you get like companies like you know, where they just buy up whole companies and then absorb them and then go, right, we're going to chop your staff.
We
team
don't
up,
need all those.
get you to work on the next thing or whatever.
Everyone praying that EA doesn't buy FromSoft at the moment.
Yes, please God.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, it's good for him to get an award for that. He got very emotional when he came up on the stage, and he was wearing the most interesting outfit. It's like a pixel design Mario T-shirt, right?
Okay.
But then a jacket, like a leather jacket, blue and red, Hyrule, Zelda, Triforces all over it,
There's
shields
retro
and stuff.
everywhere,
And
yeah.
it was like, cool, it's a bit of a Clash bro, but like, yeah, you know, right? You're
Fair
clearly
enough.
into video games, man. like,
Maybe the patches he's collected.
yeah,
Like guides and brownie packs.
essentially like scouts.
Yeah.
Next, we had a trailer for something called Steel Hunters,
Mhm.
which looks basically like Titanfall, Transformers-esque.
Oh, yeah, I saw that
multiplayer
one.
shooter
Yeah.
where one of you could be like a big robot dog, and the other one could be like a
Yeah, I thought I came into that halfway through and thought that looked. Is this Transformers? No, it's not. But it looked. Yeah, I know one you're on about.
legally distinct Transformers and Titanfall.
Yeah, of course, naturally.
No Decepticons.
We,
Therefore,
we love the style, but again, genre. Just the multiplayer shooter aspect of it, all that is just
Bit saturated, I
Yeah.
think.
a bit burnt out. But the concept's nice.
Well, the next one looks a bit more sort of interesting. That's
Mm.
called Black Frost: The Long Dark 2. Canadian developer. It's basically like a post-apocalypse thing, like
Okay.
State of Decay-esque, where you're going through like ruined buildings trying to find resources and stuff like that. But there's no zombies. Like it's all like sort of nuclear fallout stuff. Yeah.
okay.
See what I mean? So it's kind of like, yeah, that looks interesting. It's like cartoony art style, but still looks quite bleak and like, you know, echoes of what was remains and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
Interesting looking trailer. There's no sort of gameplay from it. Next trailer though was Borderlands 4.
Mhm.
Borderlands 4 is just my note here is just it says not much to say. It's always a good laugh in it. Borderlands, like
I mean, yeah, there's only so far. They're just trying to be like, "Hey guys, see this game and not the film, and the game and
yeah.
not the film."
Don't remember the film.
Which was released only 6 months ago.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, it's still in development.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're nothing.
It was never going to be a good film. I don't know what they were
God, no.
thinking.
But it's fine because now we have the game to focus on anyway, which will
Yeah.
just be Borderlands.
It would just be Borderlands. Same thing.
More the same.
thing. Yeah.
more of the
That's
same.
fine.
It'll be fun.
No,
We can move on.
Don't need to mess around with the formula that I know works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most anticipated game.
Most anticipated game.
Take a guess. Take a guess what you think it will be.
I'll give you the list of nominees. And you
Okay,
can decide
I'll
who you
guess.
think will win. Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
Ghosts of Yotai.
Yeah.
GTA 6.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Wilds.
The one that won,
Yeah.
most anticipated, is probably GTA.
Yeah.
Easy.
Naturally. In all fairness, I do really want to play Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of
Yeah,
Yotai,
I couldn't
but-
give a monkeys about Death Stranding.
See,
Not your cup of tea at
No,
all.
mate. Hideo Kojima, right? My note about Hideo Kojima, and I'll get to it in a bit more detail, is that
It's so trivial as fuck. I love it.
he's the bizarrest man in gaming. He
Yeah.
does whatever the fuck he wants, and people just
Absolutely.
lap it up. Like, I think he's like some sort of genius. I don't get it.
he does just have creative mode and gets away with it.
He's like, I'll do whatever I like.
No,
I'm
I
Hideo
like
Kojima.
I didn't play. I need to go back to over Christmas, which is when I
Yeah.
tend to games. When I switch all the rest of my normal life off,
Yeah.
work and stuff, and then I will game. It's either going to be that I go back to.
Death
Or-
Stranding.
Yeah. or
I would
isolation?
I would say pick something else just because Death Stranding takes so long.
No, I know. But then if I could dive into, because I enjoyed what they played,
Yeah.
I just then got on with real life.
Walking/peeing simulator, Death
Yeah.
Stranding.
Who doesn't like a Redis?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it once I got into it, but it did take me like 70 odd hours to do.
Oh, see, fuck that. Right, okay. So the way the Game Awards is broken down, right, is that you come out, you have one big award where you have a celebrity come out. Look at Harrison Ford, for example, right? You then get a bunch of trailers, and then Jeff Keighley then stands at the edge of the stage and rattles through like 4 awards, like quick fire round sort of thing, and then we're back to trailers, and then we have like another, performance or whatever.
Yeah.
So most anticipated game. Next was best multiplayer. Straight off, and we had Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and Space Marine.
So it's going to be not Space Marine, because
No.
you told me it's going to be COD.
No, it's Helldivers.
Oh, fuck. Excuse my language.
Helldivers did very, very well.
I'm happy about that.
No, I didn't want COD to win. I just
Well,
wanted
COD, I'm in the same position as you. However, and I've not played it, I haven't played a COD game for a long, long time. Black Ops 6 is supposedly like a good game.
Yeah.
An actual good game for a change.
rather than just a good game for people who like COD.
Yeah. Rather than just the FIFA equivalent of a shooter game.
Yeah, I was
do you
going
know
to
what I mean?
compare it to FIFA, but like, as much as it's still a good COD game, it is still a COD game. Like, they've improved on it, but they have not changed the formula as such. They've just
They
made
just
it,
put the zombies back in because it's...
Yep.
essentially, yeah, they know. But yeah, Helldivers game, that was really nice. They finally also announced the Illumina and a bunch of other updates, which the community's been waiting for.
What's the Illumina?
So
it's a new type of bad guy.
in Helldivers, there's been two factions in it, and we knew there were going to be more because in the first one there were more. We've had Easter eggs and secrets and like stuff about the third faction for ages, like in game, because again they do all of their lore releases drip feeding in game instead of announcing it.
the best way to do it.
Yeah, really, really well done. But we've been waiting for months for them, like
It's
ages
out
and
now.
ages and ages, and it's finally out now, which is really, really
And
nice.
you get a car to roll around in with your pals.
Yeah, and
which
they've
is quite
also
fun.
they've made it like urban and kind of features of zombie horde where just like regular people have been possessed by them and will just like a horde will spring to you in an urban environment, which people really, really requested. So yeah, it's just really promising and nice to see they got acknowledgement as well.
Best community support.
Is that the award?
Yep.
Or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Baldur's Gate,
Okay.
Final Fantasy 14,
Yeah.
Fortnite,
Yeah.
Helldivers, No Man's Sky.
I'm going to say Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Gate
Because
wins.
what I know of what you said and what I've all the
Yeah.
updates they've done and said, yeah, we'll listen to you and all that.
Yeah,
kind
the modding support's great. That said, it would have been really nice for No Man's Sky to get it just of the sheer amount of effort they put into their game in the last.
I think
few
they get
years.
nominated every year. For it.
Yeah, they do.
stuff. Bless them.
But it's like,
Always
but
the
yeah.
bride-
No, they have won it a couple of times.
Okay,
I'm
good.
pretty sure.
Yeah, have you been aware of like the whole No Man's Sky story that's gone on?
No.
Released, absolutely did not deliver on any promises. Grinded through for years, updating the game again and again. No paid
Free,
DLC,
yeah, all
for
free.
free, until they finally essentially got it to what it was supposed to be on release, and it's now like a properly
So-
fully functional thing.
That's good.
Yeah,
And being devil's advocate, shouldn't they have done that the first time so it's on them
Yeah,
to
yeah,
fixed
yeah.
it?
they should have, but since they have continued to and done it for free, best community support. It's not Game of the Year or anything.
So we got it wrong first time, folks, but we'll fix it.
yeah, but it's just
Yeah.
the effort they put in, not
I
at our
think
expense.
when Cyberpunk released and it was absolute house,
Yeah.
and they fixed it over time and stuff, I think they got best community support for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
That's
but
fascinating because that's
It's
what
an
they should
award
have done in
for
the first
fixing.
place.
Yeah, no, it's an award for fixing your broken game.
it's most improved.
Saying that,
Yeah,
Baldur's
no,
Gate is.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, and
Yeah,
obviously any sort of community support where it's that thing. Of course, it's always about, in effect, fixing your mistakes or fixing glitches.
Best art direction: Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erd Tree, Metaphor Fantasio, Never. That's your nominees. Metaphor Fantasio wins. I
Never heard of it.
couldn't give
Yeah.
a monkey's about
No.
Metaphor Fantasio. It's effectively Persona.
No, one of my friends has bought it recently because we wanted to try it. It is absolutely Persona. Like,
Oh, is it?
down to every single mechanic, down to like social stats. To
Oh,
combat.
okay. It looks like Persona.
It is medieval Persona with a worse soundtrack because it's Atlas. It's the same people that.
Oh,
make
is it the
other
same company?
It's literally
Okay,
they know how to
okay.
do one thing and they do it well, but it is literally just Persona. It is pure Persona, just in its
See,
like.
I don't like that weird
anime
stuff anyway,
medieval.
man. Yeah,
But yeah.
anime sort of.
It kind of rubbed me wrong because it's like it is just Persona, but slightly less entertaining. Because me and my friends have played like a lot of Persona during lockdown and stuff like that.
Sure.
But it is like absolutely just the same thing. And weird anime-ness, turn-by-turn combat strategy stuff.
Yeah, JRPG stuff.
Yeah, JRPG stuff over and over again. That's what it is.
Yeah, fair enough. Then there was a trailer for Splitgate 2, which
Okay.
basically is like
Portal 2 with COD.
and Halo.
Yeah.
So Halo style, big jumping around and that. But then
You
you've
lost
got
me at Halo.
Okay, but then you've got the Portal guns from Portal.
Space PvP.
No, I know.
With
What I'm saying is I hate Halo.
Oh,
You
right.
lost me at Halo. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it looks. Yeah,
I forgot you
Portal
watched
meets Halo.
Portal, I went.
That's
I'm absolutely tongue in cheek because I play so few games that actually
I forgot you were.
You got strong opinions on those very few games
Yeah.
that
I played. Yeah.
Then we had 21 pilots come out and play the music with the orchestra from the League of Legends TV show.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit about League of Legends. Like, I know it's got a huge following, and people have said to me, like, I know
You're
you
a
know,
middle-aged man. I don't think.
yeah, but they're like, Arcane is amazing on Netflix. You should watch it regardless of whether or not. Like, me and Steph, they're both like separate people. Can't be like, you'd really like Arcane. So I'm not watching a TV show about League of
The
Legends.
show is good. The game is ass. I gotta say.
I liked the show because I had no concept of the game.
Yeah.
For
And
the
I
sake-
watched.
I'm not watching that
yeah,
shit.
for the sake of it, the league community and like the community is getting better, but the game itself, I really don't like. If you watched Arcane not knowing what League was, not a single aspect of it carries over.
Right.
Like,
I'm still not watching it.
Yeah,
Toby.
no, it's but yeah,
We're going to make you Clockwork Orange style.
No, you're
Pin
not.
your eyes open.
We'll tie you now.
It's that or singing.
Oh,
We've had this conversation.
Virtua Fighter is coming back.
Why?
I don't know, but it's made by the people who made Yakuza, and Yakuza's a great game.
Yakuza are sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're so comedic.
So, and then they followed that up with a new Like a Dragon game set in 1915, which is just
Fantastic.
Project
decision.
something. They've not given it a name yet,
Yeah.
but basically it's a guy who's a Yakuza going around beating the shit out of people in 1915, and it looks great.
It looks so good.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Hideo Kojima comes out,
Yay.
the bizarrest man in gaming, does
We love
whatever the hell he
Kojima.
wants, and people just lap it up. And he gives
Not that
the
you're bitter,
no, I just think he's weird.
That's the
Yeah,
pull.
which
He's great.
which is
Yeah.
amazing because you like weird shit
Yeah,
in
I
life.
like weird shit.
And
But
so the
like,
fact that I found your dad dancing.
Right,
I found your dad dancing. For those who don't know, right, and this is a sidebar, but it's important that people understand. When Adam and I play D&D together, when we play Call of Cthulhu together, you played a vicar.
Yeah.
And you started doing vicar dad dancing for the 1980s, and I know what that looks like because I used to be a guy who went to church in the 1980s. And you basically copied my dad's dancing in dad dancing church style.
no
Freaked me the
prior knowledge.
freak me out, right? So now I found your equivalent. I'm just going to keep mentioning Death Stranding.
Right, I like Hideo Kojima as a person. Right, I find his whole weird approach to social media and the sort of I whatever I like and stuff like that. But just his games, man, are just not for me.
Yeah, and if you look at his cameos in his games,
Yeah.
they I mean, it's
I liked Metal Gear Solid, the first one. I couldn't tell you what the storyline was to the rest of them because I was like 8 when I played Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why everyone is like he's like a god of
I mean,
gaming.
he's got if you're the kind of guy that gets Nicholas Winding Refn to be a cameo in your game, it's like okay,
yeah, that's what it is. It seems to
someone's
me
going to attract his.
because his next project is he's doing something called OD with Jordan Peele.
Okay.
Like some sort of horror game with Jordan Peele at the helm. But it looks to me like almost like Hideo Kojima is basically trying to cram in as many celebrities as he possibly can into his project.
Yeah, the new Death Stranding trailer, the sequel, 11-minute long trailer. It
See,
wasn't a trailer.
what?
It was crammed full of. Oh look,
wasn't
there's.
there like an end cutscene in Death Stranding that's like 3 hours long or something like that?
There were
It's like some sort of cutscene and it's like literally like a feature film.
the credit sequence was like really quite long. It might have been something to do with that. Like the way it finishes, like you have no idea what's going on, and then it keeps going, and you still don't know what's going
But
on.
this is what I mean. Like what? Like I see where my wife comes from when she's like, I don't like A24 films because I have to worry about what did I just watch. Death Stranding is my equivalent of that. It's like I want to know what's going on. Like, I've played this game for 70 hours.
Have
Why
you
have I
not
done
wikid
this?
it? Have you not wikid it?
No.
Well, that
Shouldn't have to.
shouldn't have to.
The wiki.
That's- okay, next time your wife
The
says
wiki's
what's going
too
on in this
long.
film,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say hot kettle.
Yeah, absolutely. Good thing she don't listen to this podcast, isn't it? Right. Okay. He gives the award for best game direction because he is a game director. The nominees were Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio. Who do you reckon wins?
Looking monkey.
No, Astrobot.
Okay.
Astrobot won.
I'm a bit sad by that.
Well, I watched the trailer to Astrobot the other day because and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
That was my reaction to
yeah.
it. It's like, okay.
Turok Dinosaur Hunter is coming back. It's my next
Fantastic
note.
news.
Turok Dinosaur Hunter was back on like.
Toby
I
just
saw
pulled
this.
the best expression for this is a face for radio. Not your face. The expression clearly it was just like.
Well, I saw this trailer card. I was like, "That's not Turok." And I was talking with Steph, and I was like, "That's not Turok Dinosaur Hunter, is it?" And she was like, "What is Turok Dinosaur Hunter?" It's like came out on the N64. Like we haven't seen a game from Turok since the N64. Oh, it is. Okay, great. Okay, brilliant, fantastic.
With the same graphics, I hope.
Yeah, no, slightly better. Yeah, and then there was the Helldivers update news, and the Helldivers update news is great because the guy who is in, have you seen the opening cinematic of Helldivers?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Super Earth needs you.
Yeah.
That guy came out dressed in the full Helldivers gear
Okay.
and took his helmet off and was like, "Super Earth is requiring you for this," and they went through the whole spiel and then showed the trailer. So it was quite cool. And Toby says, yeah, you get a car drive around in, and there's like a zombie horde enemy bunch now. And
Zombie Horde combined with War of the Worlds, they have tripods and stuff, so like proper aliens, and then what they've done, and it's all the same.
So they're the reason the zombie horde exists.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
yes.
basically alien necromancers, it looks like.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think the whole idea is they've made landfall in cities, they've killed a bunch of people, brought the corpses back, go kill them. But it looks good.
Yeah. Warframe is being updated.
Again.
But it's like, I've never really been into Warframe. However, something did strike me when they were talking about this latest update to it. It's been going for 12 years consistently, and it's free.
Okay.
So, like, respect to them, I guess. Like, it's not my cup of tea, but
I've tried it before. The grind is insane to get to the high levels. It's like you have to properly do. It's the kind of thing where you have to do raids over and over to get the one thing you need. But it's entertaining enough. But yeah, 12 years to play that for like the whole.
And
time.
I imagine there's some people out there who have been like, religiously playing it for like 12 years.
God,
which is like, fair play, man.
Yeah.
You can see in like they have like classic MMORPG type stuff where you have like a trading area, and you can just see some people that will just stand there for hours with their trading, and they're like end game spec level stuff, and they're just sat there trading while they're doing like some work from home on the side.
Wow.
Like they are fully committed.
Well. Power World continues to barely escape the Pokemon lawyers.
Yeah.
That was my note for Power World. They're doing an update where you could just blast at Pokemon with guns.
Yeah. No one stopped them.
I'm so surprised. Like I thought that Nintendo had their clutches around them, the jaws of the shark
Well,
closing.
Nintendo
Sorry, the
trying
jaws
to
of
stop.
the Growlithe were closing.
Well, they're trying to,
Yeah, I think so.
and they haven't managed to.
They've been
but
talking
just-
about it for a while. I don't think they have quite enough legal traction to be like, yeah, you guys don't own the concept of like
Animals in balls.
essentially, yeah. It's like you could say it's unoriginal, but you can't say it's stealing. Essentially, it's like really riding the line.
I think what they were getting was like, or that they were trying to get him on, and I haven't kept up with this, but like what they were trying to get him on was the like they used basically the same wireframes as like for sculpt the 3D animations.
There's technology behind it. Not
Literally, some of them are like the same as Pokemon. Like, it was like,
just they're painted differently.
But essentially, they are going like right to the depths to try and find something to catch them on.
Catch them all.
Yeah,
See,
Absolutely.
there you go.
legally.
Right, best debut indie game: Animal Well,
Okay.
Balatro,
Yeah.
Manor Lords,
Yeah.
Pacific Drive,
Yeah.
and the Plucky Squire.
I want it to be the Plucky Squire just because the name,
It's great. It's like a pop-up book.
Yeah.
The Plucky Squire.
but I bet it's not that one.
It's not that one. No,
No.
it was Balatro. Basically, just a bit of a spoiler alert going forward. If Balatro is nominated for a Game Award,
Yeah.
it wins it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Apart from Game of the Year, yeah, everything.
Balatro was made by one person.
Yeah, it's
One person did it who's never played poker before.
Yeah,
It's-
you can tell.
It's yeah.
Oh,
it
No,
is-
Balatro's just it's like poker on crack.
It's
Okay.
crazy, and it's come out everywhere, and people absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's free on your phone, it's crazy. People absolutely love it. I've never played it because I know it's one of those ones that if I get into,
You won't stop.
Yeah.
I'll sink hours and hours.
It's
and hours.
genuinely, it's like really simple, really simple. There's no plot.
It's a roguelike poker game, which doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, but apparently
Road-like.
roguelike, where you
Roguelike.
try again and things get better each time.
Yeah, but you can just do it forever. You
Yeah.
can just like again and again and again. You don't notice how much time.
And
Right, then we had Onimusha Way of the Sword debuted, and I've not played an Onimusha game since the original Xbox, so I was a bit like, "Whoa, that's cool."
Yeah,
Yeah, Onimusha. Unless you know what it is already, it's kind of really hard to explain. It's basically like Japanese folklore, dark fantasy stuff.
Okay.
Before games like Sekiro and stuff came out, so it was a bit like, oh, this is novel.
Yeah.
Now it seems a bit like they started showing the trailer, and I was like, this is another Neo game. Like, and then it was like, okay, no, it's Onimusha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, fair. Then we had the weirdest like back-to-back trailers I've ever seen.
Okay, what?
Right.
Counts programming.
Kind of. The first one was called The First Berserker Kazan, right? And it was like, think Diablo, sort of.
Yeah.
Fighter getting resurrected from the dead, bunch of like dragon dogs jump out, and he cuts them to ribbons, and it's like savage, like proper brutal violence, blood everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Covered in viscera, all that sort of stuff. Fights some big creature, stabbing it through the face, and all that sort of stuff. It's proper like hardcore shit, right?
Yeah.
Followed by Overcooked 4.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite.
From a universe called Dungeon and Fighter. I've never heard of Dungeon and Fighter.
From a universe that you've never... Okay, go on.
Followed up with another trailer from the same universe of a game called Afrid. Right? Anime jiggle physics, weeb as all hell, like kawaii, like short skirts flying around, upbeat pop music and stuff. Like, yeah,
So
like,
the same studio
literally-
released these two games back to back? Or are releasing them at the same
or in
time?
the same universe somehow. I don't.
Here's where you find out
What?
it's all one trailer.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I was like, "You joke? What is this?" And it wouldn't have made any sense to me if it didn't say Afrid or whatever, a Frad or whatever. I don't forget what it's called. Dungeon and Fighter underneath it. After seeing the first trailer, where it's like proper brutal and gritty and hard as nails and stuff, to this sort of, look at me and my boobs swinging every time I breathe.
So is this the
It was like,
equivalent of-
this is so
You know how you
weird.
get different comic book artists or comic book writers having the same universe and doing two different things in the same universe? Is this like the extreme version of that?
It's not like, I don't know if it's the actual universe or the same studio.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Think of, right, so the best way I can probably explain it.
Tell the old man.
Think of Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what Diablo is. Then think of Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not was it?
No.
Okay.
New Dying Light game is coming out called The Beast. Looks
Okay.
like more Dying Light parkour zombie shooting.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. But this one looks like you've been like experimented on, so you can do all kinds of crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
they give you powers essentially.
Best action adventure game. The nominees were Astrobot, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown,
I'm still making them. Wow.
Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Not
the-
prediction.
What was the first one?
Astrobot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the winner. Oh, we'll rattle them through them now. Best RPG, Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Yakuza games, Metaphor Refantasia.
I don't know.
Metaphor won that one.
I was actually surprised Erdtree didn't get much official.
I think they cleaned up last year.
Yeah,
They
did.
absolutely
Yeah.
cleaned
Is
up
that
last
the-
year. It's Elden Ring.
Okay, so this is a question, and it might be an issue. Why is DLC? I know it's a big game. But
Yeah.
Why is DLC even considered?
See, this is one of a bit of a bone of contention around it as well. In its defence, the DLC is basically another game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely huge, and it's awesome.
So why not release another game?
That's
Because
what they're
then
doing
they-
with this Night Rain
So-
thing, apparently.
Yeah,
But,
the whole
like,
the reason they did it the first time is because as much as it's huge and like you do essentially reset instead of stats, a lot of the stuff to access the DLC you need to get a certain way through the campaign, which is essentially the way of teaching you like to a certain skill level, so you can actually have a chance of survival because it's a hard DLC.
oh, God, I've not finished it.
Yeah, it's really tough.
I've got a few more
Um,
bosses to kill.
But then in that you get stuff you can use in the main game, you can switch between them, yada yada. If they made it their own game, there's not really a tutorial period. It just works better if it stays all in the same universe.
And that's one of the things From Software, when they do like a DLC, are known for knocking DLC out of the park.
Yeah.
Like every DLC they've done for every Dark Souls game, Bloodborne, Sekiro didn't get any,
Yeah.
but like
They commit to it.
they're always really good. Like they're always really good.
And I'm not dissing it. I just find it fascinating
Yeah.
because it isn't the DLC.
Well,
it
it's
was the
Statler and
game.
Waldorf even say, why is DLC nominated for Game of the Year? It's like giving a Lifetime Achievement Award for pre-order bonuses. That's what they said. It's like, wow.
Well, as
Right,
long as
boys.
someone acknowledges it.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be in the community enough.
The
if
Muppets
they
gonna
if the
take a
Muppets
shot
are
at
taking a mick,
yeah.
then they clearly know.
Best RPG went to Metaphor Refantasio. content creator. I'm going to try and say these names. I don't know any of these people. Queso, Ilogan, Techno Gamers, Typical Gamers, Usada Pecora.
Yeah, Pecora.
Queso wins.
You've become the dad of the podcast, but you
Hell
don't
yeah,
know what
baby.
you're talking about.
You guys don't know anything. All of them are gaming or variety streamers, apart from Pecora, who's a VTuber.
YouTubers shouldn't count.
Yeah, VTubers can have their separate category. They're very much essentially semi-mocap anime avatars on
That react
however many
live
people.
to whatever they do.
Just like-
They cost thousands of pounds,
it
Adam.
is very expensive. It's a whole different industry. Came in from Japan. Now it's very much spread out to the States and here and whatever else.
Apparently, they cost thousands.
Yeah,
To
it's
make
like
your webcam show you as like a weird anime
because you have to
avatar
properly you have to
that like
the model,
moves and
mesh
stuff
it,
with you and things.
all that.
Apparently, it costs absolutely like I'm talking like tens of thousands of
Yeah,
pounds.
an ungodly
Crazy.
amount for the high end of ones, and they will get sponsored deals all over the place. It's become a lot more
It's
mainstream
a weird
now.
thing, man.
But
Yeah, like, well, I wouldn't want to
yeah.
interact with an anime character. I find very uncanny valley. You'll probably have picked up over this thing. I've got a real issue with anime. Like,
Well, you found your dad dancing.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
best sports / racing game. I'm going to shout a load of numbers and letters at you now.
yeah, just
F1 24, EA FC 25, NBA 2K 25, Top Spin 2K 25, and WWE 2K 24.
Please let it know there was not a single original motherfucker in this.
No.
one. Not one.
I was guessing the
Why
sport. and there's-
bother?
It's
If
going.
you can tell me what sports all of those were.
Go on then.
F1 24.
It's F1.
What's F1?
Formula 1.
Okay. EA FC 25.
Football.
Football. NBA 2K.
Is NBA.
Which is
Basketball.
Yeah.
Come on.
Top Spin 2K25.
Top spin is golf.
No. Tennis.
Of course.
And WWE 2K24.
WWE.
Yeah.
That's pantomime.
Please
Wrestling.
please let it be known that it shouldn't really be
And-
counting as a sports or racing game.
It's not
on
it's
the server.
just sport entertainment. isn't it?
Yeah.
So-
Okay, entertainment. I mean, you
They're
know.
not allowed to call it sports, are they? They have to call
Or
it
wrestling.
Yeah, they
Because
have-
it isn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
WWE, they have to call it the sports entertainment thing. That's
And-
why they're not allowed to call their wrestlers. They have to call them superstars
Yeah.
because they're technically not wrestling. It's like soap opera with violence. You know,
Yeah.
It's all very
It's all
skirts around, isn't it? Football win.
Yeah. EA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best sim and strategy game.
Okay.
Age of Mythology remake.
I thought you said simple then.
Frostpunk 2.
Okay.
Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Manor Lords and Unicorn Overlord.
I want it to be Frostpunk.
It is Frostpunk.
Ah!
Frostpunk 2
Yay.
won best sim game or strategy game.
Yeah. Manalords isn't quite there, but it's getting somewhere. from
Yeah,
what
I'm
I see.
interested in that. Looks kind of cool.
Okay.
I love all medieval shit.
Yeah.
Post Malone is going to be in Hunt Showdown.
Actually, do.
Why? Why are all these musicians getting involved in video games? I don't understand. Like
They can't connect through music videos anymore. We don't have the attention span. They've got to be in games.
Post Malone is in Hunt Showdown. Hunt Showdown is like an 1868 game set in Louisiana where you shoot monsters and then shoot
that'll
each
be
other.
why.
It's like bounty hunters.
Because he'll be like, well, you've heard him. He'd be like
I'm sure
Southern
those
cowboy.
tattoos will be very immersive.
Yeah, well, this is it. It's called Post Malone's Murder Circus. What?
Oh, it's actually called. Oh, sod that.
Yeah.
Putting him
But
in a
then-
game where he's like a Southern drawl kind of guy, I get. But
But then they did the same thing. They're doing like because obviously Snoop Dogg is at the awards or whatever, right? And they're talking about like Fallout and the music festivals. They're doing Fallout, and then they list like the musicians that you can get the skins for in Fallout, and
Yeah.
not in Fallout Fortnite.
Yeah.
Sorry. And it's like Nicki Minaj. No, wait. It's like Lady Gaga, and like The Weeknd and Drake and stuff, and you're like,
that's just sponsorship.
what?
Mental.
Like, I don't understand.
We've asked them if we could use a likeness. It's like it's the video game. I'll tell you what it is. It's the video game equivalent of them signing up to be a Funko.
Yeah.
Genuinely, that's what it is. Where
There
they're
was
giving
like
their likeness
8
over.
separate adverts for Fortnite. The game.
But that's what it is. It's the gaming
And
equivalent.
then
of
right
that.
at the end of the game was like one of the last adverts. They wrapped it up and showed you all the game modes that they're releasing
Yeah.
for Fortnite. It's like,
I saw a
okay,
really,
you don't need to tell people to play Fortnite.
Well,
People
no.
bloody love it.
I saw a really disturbing trailer where it's like, so they have a bunch of different game modes in Fortnite. So you have your battle royale stuff, you have the Lego stuff, you have the racing stuff, and you have the music one.
racist stuff.
Racing, you prick. But
It's like Netflix.
Yeah.
I booted up Fortnite to play with like Mick Gav and stuff
Yeah.
a few months ago. Bear in mind, I remember the inception of Fortnite.
Yeah.
And it's like Netflix. Like
But-
you literally pick like a server, you pick a game mode. It's like, you've got the long bars where things like scan across and that. It's like, this is bizarre.
The point is, they have a battle pass for every single one. And you can also get essentially
every individual game mode.
Individual game mode.
That's disgusting.
There's a partial
There's like 50 of them.
And the reason that they've done that is because you can now join Fortnite Crew, which is essentially, Netflix Plus or whatever the hell the equivalent is, and then you get all of the passes, but it's a monthly fee.
Oh my god.
It's terrible.
Oh my god, right, okay. Moving
you don't
on.
want to subscribe?
No, I'm alright. I didn't know it was that bad.
No.
Stop it. Stop trying to be the moral high ground. Squid Game, doing a video game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't really know why.
Great.
Why?
Roblox
Because the next season's coming out, innit?
Well, I know, but what's
The funniest part of it is that they turned around in the trailer and were like, you can play this game whether you have a Netflix subscription or not. It's just like,
I would hope so.
cool. Then Snoop D-O-double-G and his son come out and give the award for best ongoing game.
I did watch it, and Snoop Dogg looked a bit up himself, more than usual.
Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers. Any nominees for that one?
Final Fantasy.
Helldivers.
Oh, okay. I don't know, I was just going off this.
Then there was an advert or a trailer, sorry, an advert, it's not a film, it's not a cinema, for a game called Stage Fright, which literally told you nothing about what the actual game is, but it's by the people who made Overcooked. So if you liked Overcooked, it should be a good laugh. Game of Thrones has got a new game out, it's called King's Road. Looks okay, it's about 6 years too late.
Yeah, just a little slow.
It's a very bizarre time to...
Yeah, because it's basically the Game of Thrones game that people wanted when Game of Thrones was popular.
And
it was like, I want to play a character who meets like Jon Snow and Cersei Lannister and Tyrion and all these people and stuff. And you could do that now.
It's very, very, very bizarre timing. What were they thinking? Because it's who's going to buy it?
Yeah.
People that are still watching the TV show.
Yeah,
not as in the old one, as in like the new
House of the Dragon stuff.
Yeah, that one.
But it's not those characters.
But it's not those characters.
It's the Game of Thrones characters.
No, but it'll be like, oh man, I really enjoyed this new one. I missed the old one. The old one.
What they'll probably do is go back to the game. They'll go to the game and go, "This is how it should have ended."
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
Oh, we're retconning it.
I guarantee there'll be one Starbucks cup in the game though. Just
my opinion, and being the least gamer here, video gamer here, my opinion of that trailer was it looked mid. It looked like something that they bring out on the PS3.
Wow.
Or the PS. No, time-wise, generation. If you were to look at a film and go,
that looks like this is what the people wanted 6 years ago when the TV show was around.
The movie couldn't have been going. This looks very 2000s.
Yeah.
They've been working on it for ages and just
overestimated. Talking of things that should not come out though, they're doing a Double Dragon revive.
Yeah.
It looks like the Power Rangers, man. It looks so cheesy.
I had to break my brain then to go back far enough to think about
Double Dragon.
Jesus.
Just let it die. Just let it. That's my note for this. Just let that die.
We don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Last of Us 2 remaster is coming to PC. My note on that one is, will it work this time?
The first one, not
absolute trash. Absolute trash when it came to PC, man. Joel looking just like eyes and teeth. Do you know what I mean? Like they've been loading his skin and stuff. It looks really fucking bad. But yeah. Best Adaptation Award. Best TV adaptation.
This one actually had some
Arcane,
heavy punches in it.
Fallout, Knuckles, the Yakuza TV show, the Tomb Raider TV show. No prizes for guessing which one this one.
Go on.
Fallout.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I was pausing because of what you said earlier before we start recording.
In all fairness, of all the ones I know on there, because I've seen a little bit of the Tomb Raider one. Fallout was obviously banging. Arcane has done really, really well.
But even the Tomb Raider animation.
Yeah.
That's what broke my brain. It's like, what TV shows come out?
Yeah, it's like not it's not anime, but it's like in an anime style. Yeah. But as far as I'm aware, it's been pretty decently made. It's nothing spectacular, but it's just more Tomb Raider stuff. But yeah. Fallout deserves it for sure.
Yeah, but I find it weird that they put a full feature-length film in there as well.
Yeah,
you got to jam in the Sonic the Hedgehog Knuckles film.
Oh, that was what they were basing it off.
Yeah.
They just wanted Keanu Reeves to turn up.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's
the new one.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I haven't watched any of them, mate.
The new one's out now,
right?
Christmas holiday, and he plays
Shadow,
which is
the Black Hedgehog.
Yes, and he has a gun. which is hilarious.
What?
And they got
He does. I'm pretty sure he does it in the game. Like, it's actually quite like.
They got Keanu Reeves back
accurate.
to voice it.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I'll take back.
it's really
Oh, man.
funny.
It's not for me. Well, don't get upset. It's not for me.
Yeah, but it's very funny.
Is this your dad dancing?
Right, some heist games coming out from the people who made Payday. It's called Den of Wolves. Just looks
Yeah.
like Payday again.
As long as it's not Payday 3, that's fine.
Okay. Just the next note I have is probably going to be quite polarizing.
Go on.
Zenless Zone Astra. Weeb shit. And Honkai Star Rail. Weeb
Yeah.
shit. Like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
For those of you who do like weeb shit,
Enjoy your jiggle physics and your kawaii bollocks. Like,
Yeah,
no
don't
thanks,
worry.
not for me.
Don't spend all the money on the gadget stuff. I don't
Snoop D-O-double-G plays his new song from the album called Missionary.
Great.
Raised eyebrows. It was pretty mid, the song, but then he stopped halfway through and started playing Gin and Juice, which is a much better song. But the best thing about that was that they edited out all the lyrics about hose. Like,
well, on the show,
you can still have the lyrics rolling down the street smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice. But when it's like, I've got bitches in the living room getting it on, like, no, you're not allowed to say that.
So they edited it from the show or stopped him singing it.
He just didn't say, he just
Oh, they
changed
are.
it.
It
It's
wasn't
like,
censored.
so the lyric is like, I got bitches in the living room getting it on,
Yeah.
and they ain't leaving till 3 in the morning. Like, yeah. So I've got 40s in my living room getting it on, and they're not leaving till 6 in the morning.
So he agreed
and,
to.
like, yeah. But then for some reason it's like, I've got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. That's fine. We'll leave that in.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fine.
it was so weird.
It's fine. They're not doing anything with them. It's all in play.
Yeah. I like making balloon animals with them. Right, okay. Best score and music. Astrobot, Final Fantasy, Metaphor Refantasio, Silent Hill, Stellar Blade. Final Fantasy 7.
It's always
the
really
music.
fun.
Now, Final Fantasy 7 music was like quite a formative thing for me growing up, because Final Fantasy 7 was like the first RPG game I ever played.
Okay.
And like the music of it is like, I still remember to this day, sort of thing. What made that music special to me was that it was all made by one guy on like a MIDI keyboard, because it was like, you know, PS1. Do you know what I mean? The orchestra that have done over the top of it is perfect, and it's exactly what I wanted when I hear back these songs in my head. That's what I can imagine. Fantastic. It's not original enough to win Game of the Year for music to me. It's just it's an update on stuff that this one guy did 20 odd years ago. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
Wouldn't be allowed in the Olympics.
I agree to your point, but the only devil's advocate bit of being the other contenders on this list don't have quite enough to be worth it. Like, objectively, it's not original.
No, I couldn't tell you
But Final Fantasy is just better.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you any of the music. I mean, I never played any of the other games. I actually haven't played any of the games on that list. So,
Yeah.
but I know of all of them. But like, I couldn't. I know Silent Hill isn't known for its music.
No, exactly. It's like
Do you know
Stellar
what I mean?
Blade. I don't.
Stellar Blade is
So-
not known for her music. She's known for wearing no clothes and
Yeah.
people being like, "This is what women should look like all the time in my video games."
Yeah.
Because people are mental. But it was this one that I was talking to you about earlier, where the fellow who helped do the music for, not the guy who wrote it originally, I might like to add, the guy who helped do the music for Final Fantasy VII Rework, and they just kept zooming in on Matt Mercer and Marisha Ray.
Yeah.
But the whole way through his speech and stuff, it was like, "What do you think to this, Matt?" It's like, why is he here? What's he got to do with this?
Wow.
Bizarre. Right, then there was a trailer for Mafia: The Old Country, which looks quite cool.
Yeah.
It's like
The Mafia games in
but set in the
3D.
1900s.
The Mafia games
So like
are just
1910,
objectively
1915 in Sicily. So
Okay.
it's like all proper
Yeah.
Italian and
Okay.
Yeah, the Mafia
Proper
games
crime
are just
stuff.
good in general.
Yeah,
They're just,
they look
they're
cool.
just good.
It looks cool. Then we have Best Indie Game, and that went to Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which is a cool name for a game.
Yeah.
Never heard of it, but it sounds great. And UFO 50 and Never.
They went to Balatro.
Of course it did.
Yep.
Because I remember what you said. I'm listening.
Yeah,
Best
we-
mobile
we-
game,
we-
AFK Journey, Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Wuthering Waves, Zenless.
Balatro.
Yeah. Best audio design, Astrobot, Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Hellblade, and Silent Hill.
Balatro.
Yay!
Hellblade won. Player's Voice Award. Black Myth Wukong, Genshin Impact, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Wuthering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero.
I won't crack my joke again.
Black Myth wins. Then they showed a trailer for something called Infinity Nikki, which basically looks like a mix between Animal Crossing, but 3D, anime, Pokemon, and Disney all rolled into one.
Okay, make your mind up, people.
Yeah. Then Laura Bailey and Aaron Paul came out, and there was this really weird sexual energy between them. Like it was like they were very close to each other.
Okay.
And she was all like, "Don't look at me." And he was like, "But I really like looking at you, Laura." And she's like, "No, I'm too famous for you," and all this sort of stuff. And it was clearly a bit, but it was like
a bit.
Yeah,
It's a bit. Oh, a bit. Okay.
Yeah. And then they're doing a game together. But they were like, we're doing it together, but we recorded separately. Like it was proper. Like, is there something going on here? Like,
It's just a random bit that doesn't work
Yeah.
if you don't think it's funny.
but it's a game about superheroes from the same guys who did the Telltale games. So if you play like
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us or The Walking Dead and stuff like that, and it looks like you're the guy in the chair who's sending out like squads of superheroes to deal with different problems and things like that. All very like copyright safe. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not sending Spider-Man and Wolverine and stuff out. You're sending out spider-looking man, like, you know, or whatever.
8-legged boy.
Claws, dude, like, you know, that sort of stuff. But it's called Dispatch, and it looks better than I thought it was based on what they were talking about. I was like, this is gonna be fucking awful. And
Okay.
the trailer came out, I was like, oh, it actually looks quite cool.
Yeah.
Sam Lake came out next and did like this weird inner monologue thing where he actually didn't say anything, and they recorded his speech and they made him look like he was in black and white. Now on TV that works.
But
If you were there in person, it'd be really weird watching Sam Lake just come out the stage and say nothing. Like, you know, obviously they piped it in.
Yeah.
He desperately wanted to do his dance from Alan Wake 2. Like,
Yeah.
you could see he desperately wanted to do it, but didn't.
Hellfire.
Like, yeah. And he gave the award for best narrative,
Okay.
which was
The Nitro.
Final Fantasy 7, Yakuza Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantasio, Hellblade, and Silent Hill Metaphor ReFantasio 1. Yeah.
Not that you're disappointed.
No, and then it got really weird. They were like, "We're really privileged to share this really special moment with you," and had like the orchestra come out, and it was all like, "Whoa, okay, what's happening here?" And it's like, "This is for the 10th year of the Game Awards. It's for games with passion, and this is for everyone who's been on a journey with us." It was an advert for a sequel to Okami. What? Like,
Wow.
I never played Okami. Like, it's got one of those big cult followings, but yeah.
It'll be big for the people that like it.
Yeah. And then the final trailer of the evening was Naughty Dog doing their sci-fi space bounty hunter thing called Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my notes for this is so much product placement,
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
like Porsche, Adidas, Sony, yeah. Pet Shop Boys soundtrack. Neil Druckmann's doing it. I'm sure it will be good. Like, but-
It'll be one of those. It looks good. I was trying to figure out who the lady on the TV was.
yeah, it was definitely
Someone I couldn't. I
Kumail
could hear it.
Nanji.
Yeah, he
in,
was the guy
in the video. Or
She was that's
looking
who
for
was
his
hunting.
bounty or whatever. Yeah,
But
I recognise
the
that guy.
lady that was on the TV screen in the trailer, I recognised the voice, but
Yeah.
it wasn't as strong enough like Laura Bailey that I went, that's Laura Bailey, or it wasn't but I reckon, of course, they haven't announced the cast properly.
Oh, people will be going as woke already though.
Yeah, inevitably.
It's a black woman. Ah! Can't have that.
But I really hope it's good. I know we got all of 10 seconds of anything.
You didn't get any gameplay.
No, not at
but
all.
like,
but
but you get set the vibe. didn't
yeah, the
And I was
vibe.
like, okay, that
is,
looks
the
cool.
vibe is cool. It's been a while since we've had a properly good space game. We've gone a bit.
Yeah.
we've been a bit grounded for
Well,
a while.
it's just nice to see Naughty Dog doing something.
Well, by-
the
yeah,
original
true.
property.
By all
We're
accounts.
re-releasing The Last of Us again.
Yeah.
You say it's a space game, the plot is she gets trapped on that planet.
Yeah, but it's
So
a
then
sci-fi.
you won't be in space, you'll be stuck.
Like,
Yeah, sci-fi.
The last enjoyable sci-fi game I played was the Cyberpunk DLC. Personally,
Okay.
Is that a space game?
no sci-fi. It's
Is it?
because you
Right, I suppose.
if you get stuck on a planet, that's fair enough. It's not a space game, but sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
Because I imagine Space Marine, when I touch on it, will inevitably scratch the itch because I haven't yet. It's nice to see.
Oh,
potential.
you'll like it, man.
Yeah, because I've only
Brother.
done the start of it.
Heretics must burn, brother. But yeah, that was my game of the year.
Yeah. No way.
Right, game of the year. Sven Vinky comes out. Sven Vinky.
Is that even?
He is the developer of Baldur's Gate 3.
Is he the plate mail guy?
Yeah, he's the guy who
okay,
does
so if he was a plate mail guy, I don't know who that.
He's the head of Larian Studios.
Did they win it last year?
They won it.
So is it like the Oscars?
Yeah,
the
they
person
can.
came.
Yeah.
They handed
So
back on. Okay.
he came out, and he's a legend. He's just a lovely bloke.
Yeah.
Right? And he gave a really
He's always happy.
Yeah, and he gave a really quite important speech about like the state of the game and like how you get Game of the Year by creating a game that your team enjoys making as much, and you don't do it as like a for-profit thing, and you don't do it as like you don't look at your fans as like a resource to exploit.
It's everything
and
that
stuff.
all the other companies hate.
I was going to say, was he having a little dig at
Yeah,
people?
oh god, yeah.
They've been doing it the
And,
entire time because companies actually told them, yeah, you've made a game too good. So that like people were
People like your game is
Yeah.
too good, it makes us look shit.
game developers were angry because they couldn't do as well as Larry. Not because Larry did anything wrong, because they were
No.
just better. And he was basically going, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
That's what you're
arsehole."
supposed to be doing, like with your resources.
Yeah.
Entirely.
Entirely
He came
deserved.
out and said that, and one of the funniest bits of it was, I mean, go back and watch the speech, please. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's really got. I won't do it justice, but like, he was like, "You're not going to cut me off this time," because last year they cut him off.
Yeah.
right, about
When he won.
Yeah. He was like, I'm giving the award now, so it doesn't happen until I finish this speech. So I'm going to have my 3 minutes.
I like.
Yeah, but he wasn't wearing his plate mail suit, which was a bit sad. But
Yeah.
that's past, isn't it? That's fair enough. And then the Game of the Year. Now, the way Game of the Year works, right, when they actually do Game of the Year, they have the orchestra play the soundtrack to all of the games that are nominated in one like long medley as
Okay,
they're,
the
coming,
full-
up, as they're coming
Yeah.
up on the screen,
Okay.
sort of thing. So, like, Sven came out, gave his speech, stepped off the stage, big screen, dun, 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 like, and then they're doing all the soundtracks. So you had Astrobot first.
Right.
Metaphor Refantasio,
Yeah.
Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree,
Yeah.
Balatro, which was
Valatra.
seeing a full orchestra play a mobile game tune
Yeah.
was fucking great.
I'm
Like,
going to
Yeah.
rename this episode Valatra.
Again,
Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Just like to point out that the mad flute player played 6 separate woodwind instruments through this medley and was going absolutely
Wow.
nuts.
That's so good.
He's a hero. He's got a huge afro.
they give him
He's
something behind the
absolutely
stage.
going
Same
I
guy
got
as
it.
the-
Yeah, it's part of the orchestra. Honestly, watch if
It's
you're
enough,
going
okay.
to watch any bit of the Game Awards, watch that.
Yeah.
It's great. And then the award went to Astrobot, which I've got some thoughts.
Yeah.
I've got some thoughts, man. Astrobot is cool. Astrobot is a lovely, nostalgic return to what video games were. And
Yeah.
one of the things that they said when they came up on the stage was like, we know that for some people, some children, this will be the first game they ever play.
Yeah.
And that's really important. You know, we've made it accessible to everyone and stuff. What was also interesting is that, because they obviously, it's my criticism of Astrobot is that it's an advert for Sony.
Yeah.
That is
Same.
I know the
what it
controller
is.
as he flies around on is a Sony.
It's all about
But
finding
yeah.
parts of a PS5 and looking at all of the characters and
Yeah.
stuff like that from
Like-
previous Sony games. It's a long advert for Sony.
Picture any given famous PlayStation character. They're in the game.
Yeah.
From God of War to Last Guardian we talked about earlier to Bloodborne to
Ape Escape,
Horizon.
to Soul Reaver, to like things all the way
Everything.
back. Do you know what I mean? To
And
Crash
like-
Bandicoot,
And like everyone's in like a cute Astrobot form. And it is a really good first kids game. But
yeah,
it is
it's Mario effectively.
but it's all Sony. All
Yeah,
PlayStation.
it's like it's a bit of a advert for PlayStation, and you can kind of tell from a cynical standpoint, you can kind of tell that it's definitely aimed at kids, because if you can get them in that developmental
Yeah.
level where they associate video games with a
I remember
PlayStation
this.
controller,
Yeah.
then they're never going to do anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
which is very Sony.
yeah, but I get it. It's a lovely return to what video games should be, though. Do you know what I mean? It's a I say that it's kind of I'm kind of being a bit duality here. It's a pure platformer. There's no microtransactions. There's no battle passes, none of that crap. No, there's pre-order bollocks and stuff. It's a 40 quid game.
Okay.
It's not one of these £70. Buy it and you get it 3 days early and pre-order and stuff. It's just a good, nice thing.
So it being a good game, do you guys think it should have won, or do you think actually there were better games? It might have been good, but was it the best?
I think it's a reflection of what the industry wants,
Yeah.
and what the overwhelming player-based ones. People want these soul experiences where they don't have to go, oh, well, I'll buy it and then I'll buy the DLC and I have to buy it for £70 and I can now play it 2 days early and now, people don't want that. People want a boiled down, condensed version. It's one of the things that Sven said when he gave the award out in the first place.
Yeah.
What was interesting in their acceptance speech is they thanked Nintendo without saying the word Nintendo. Because obviously they're owned by Sony. A team of Toby, the guys who make Astro Bot, are owned by Sony, like 100%. For him to come out and say, excuse me, Mario is the father of platformers without saying the words Mario and Nintendo was quite a feat, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think Sony would have been absolutely livid if he'd come out and thanked Nintendo.
Yeah, they're a little brutal with it.
What did you think, T?
Out of the things that were nominated, I think it deserves it. Only because Urchi would be the runner-up in terms of game quality, but it's a DLC, so I don't think it should be up there. Fantasio is just Persona, and we've had that before. It's nothing it's good, but it's not original. Final Fantasy Rebirth is literally a remake, not original.
Yeah.
Balatro, great for what it is, really good achievement. Balatro, it's a great achievement for the amount of effort that's gone in from such
one guy,
literally one dude.
Who, when they got all the awards, because obviously he didn't want to come up on the stage.
Yeah.
He got like a representative to go up on the stage.
Yeah, essentially. Again, it's just a dude that was just having fun by himself and it accidentally went viral. You can't blame him. So the fact he managed to get nominated is great for him. But it's not big enough to deserve Game of the Year with all the other stuff. Wukong is the only one that I'd get close enough as an original IP type thing. But as someone that's played, it's really fun. It's great. But again, we've seen it all before. It's entertaining. The graphics are great. The design is really cool. Based on Chinese mythology is great. All that mythos stuff is good. But it's nothing groundbreaking. It didn't introduce any
set
new.
The world on fire.
Yeah, it didn't introduce any new mechanics. It didn't absolutely break the world with anything.
But you get that some years though, don't you? I mean, it's not every hour. Look at last year. It was Baldur's Gate.
Well,
which kind of did set the world on fire a bit.
I'm not arguing the case with you, but did Astrobot break any groundbreaking gaming rules?
No, but it's a boiled back down to its essential parts.
Yeah, it's not about with Astrobot. The reason Astrobot deserves it, in my opinion, isn't because it introduced anything new. It's because it got rid of all the new horse shit that modern gaming has been really struggling.
Remember what games used to be?
Yeah,
and it scratched that nostalgic itch.
Yeah, it just went back to nice, childish platformer that I can enjoy without thinking, with my kids in the room, and I don't have to worry about anything else. It's simple and it's fun. And that's all we're looking for. The reason Baldur's Gate worked half the time, it was an enjoyable narrative, but it's literally simple as point and click on different dialogue options that were entertaining.
Also, I think they want to point out as well that Baldur's Gate, I think, won it because no matter if you played the exact same character class and stuff like that, everyone who played that game had a different story and a different experience, and a different journey, and it was complete for every single person who played it. And it's fantastic, and they're still doing more with it. Yeah, they've dropped a bunch of new subclasses and all that stuff, and it's all free.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate deserves it entirely. This year,
and the year before that, it was Elden Ring.
Yeah, this year has been slightly weaker. I think the strongest game awards I've ever seen was 2016's ones were strong, and there was a couple where
that's Overwatch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not saying Overwatch is good, but the competition that year was a lot.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before.
Yeah, and it's the year where Red Dead 2 was in and didn't win immediately tells you there's a lot of competition that year.
Yeah,
this one's just slightly weaker, but Astro Bot being simple and fun, it's just you can't really go too
no,
wrong.
I get it, and I think this is the thing is that it boils these things down to a reflection of what the community in video games wants.
Yeah,
It's
good.
Yeah, Whistle Stop Tour in an hour and a quarter.
There you go.
Thank you, gentlemen, for educating me in the ways of all things.
If you're going to watch any of it, go and watch the actual Game of the Year bit right at the end. I'm sure they've clicked it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, and they've
watch Sven give his speech.
Yeah.
Watch the crazy flute guy because he's amazing. Watch Team Asobi come up and burst into tears and go, "Oh, we just love Mario,"
without saying, "I love Mario,"
which was really weird. And then we're all good.
Very good. We will call it there, gentlemen.
We'll do Hobbits and stuff next time.
We'll do. Yeah, we've done so much fun. Our Hobbit corner. Just wait just a second.
Stuff it, Leonard. See you next week.
We're going to just play Leonard under this bit.
Right,
he knew.
Yeah.
Adam's going to sing next week for New Year's Eve.
No, I'm not. No,
You know how to sing Old Lang Syne.
I've told you I'm singing on our year anniversary podcast. So tune in for that one.
Thank you for coming, Toby. Merry
So
Christmas. A small Hobbit Corner. Looking forward to your running D&D for us next week.
I am running.
That's it. That's the Hobbit Corner, which justifies Leonard being involved now.
How dare you?
No,
Gone against the format.
Adam is desperate for a vape, so we're going to
Have some
go
more coffee. God.
and more coffee, and Toby's got to go work. So,
Yeah, you get me a cow.
Merry Christmas, everybody, because this goes out just before Christmas.
Yeah. Go
And,
buy your loved one's Astrobot.
and we'll see you. Yeah, if you're looking for a video game for your kid,
40 quid, which is really good for
it's what they used to be.
Yeah, it's what
Back in the day. Yeah.
Exactly. I think this is why it won't go every year.
Go and enjoy yourself, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Mazel Tov. We'll see you later.
Kwanzaa. Have a great Kwanzaa.
Say bye.
Bye.